Have you been having those days where you finish the day and you go, where the heck did the day go? And of course, today is the 29th of September, which is like, what? The 9th month of the year is finished already? Where did the year go? It's nearly Christmas. If you've been in those time warps and you go, wow, I feel like I haven't done much with my time at all, it's likely that you have not been managing your time really well. And I'll tell you what that has to do with your mind. Well, you have become the zillionth person to have let your monkey mind control your time. Yes. If you're with me, stick around. I've got some things to share with you. Hi, I'm Supriya from Seva Transformation Academy. Welcome to this podcast about time management and how to do it like a yogi. In today's podcast, I'm here to share with you all about practicing to script your day into happening the way you would like it, instead of other people or other things control your day. Still interested? And at the end, I also share with you a meditation practice that can help you actually sharpen your ability to control your mind and make things happen the way you would like to. Today, I would like to share with you 3 productivity-based practices, and at the end, a yogic practice. Combining the two, you will see that ultimately all of it is yogic, but the practices that are in relation to productivity can only work with collaboration of the yogic practice. Okay, so let's start. Practice number 1 is scheduling your days. You must schedule every day like a timetable. Give your activities a time-bound time. So, starting from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, and even the time you are in bed, schedule it. Write down the timings and write down the activities that you're going to be doing. Sometimes some people might say, wow, that's really robotic. Not really. Up until now, if you have just told yourself, well, I'll get up at 6 and then I'll do my breakfast and I'll get to work by 9, you see, like there's a looseness to it and there's a lot of space there where the monkey mind is just left loose. Let's bring it in. Let's rein this monkey in and tell it exactly which tree it's got to be at what time. So write down your schedule by the hours and the activities that you plan to do. Even your free time, even the way you would have your lunch or where you would have your lunch, when you would have your dinner, etc. Then prioritize your main tasks, the most impactful tasks. So a rule of thumb that I have with myself is I will aim to get 3 impactful tasks done for my life, my personal life, and 3 impactful tasks for my business. So I might get more done, but let's face it, the 3 impactful tasks will be on my top of the list to get done. If I don't get those done, I won't be touching anything else. So that's how I would also schedule my day. Knowing my priorities, that's how I actually schedule my hours to the activities. So for example, if my time to go for a walk is an impactful activity and one of the 3 that I have to do, well, maybe there is also a competing activity like, well, you really have to get this article done by this time and you have no idea how long it's going to take. Well, you have to give it a time. So maybe you'll give yourself 30 minutes to go for the walk and give yourself 2 hours to get the article done, right? You have to learn to prioritize. Give it a shot. So 3 impactful tasks to start with, and I don't like to promote more, but if you get done more, then fine. But if you don't give yourself more. Free time is always good time, and you deserve it. Lastly, catch up with yourself daily in the evening and acknowledge the good work you've done. You've got to give yourself kudos, a pat on the back, and celebrate your wins and celebrate your good work. Believe me, nobody gives you a thanks for doing what you think is right or impactful for you. You have to be the one who does it for you. You've got to become your own cheerleader. But ultimately, this is actually also a mindful practice. It's actually a practice to prime your mind to do the same thing tomorrow. You're actually patting the monkey on its head, saying, well done, you went from this tree to that tree so effortlessly. Well done, I love you, let's do it again tomorrow. Get the picture? Great. So those are the 3 productivity-based tasks or practices that you need to systematically do every single day, even on the weekends. This is not just for work life, and I even do it in my holidays. So just to make sure that I can actually make the best use of my time, and it'll all make sense once I take you to the bonus, which is the mindfulness practice. So the practice is called having a sankalpa. A sankalpa, Sanskrit word, means an intention in English. It's not so simple as the literal English word like intention. Sankalpa actually implies that what you're intending, is from your heart and with conviction that it will happen. Okay, so the statements are made like an intention. You set an intention before any task that you've scheduled yourself to complete. You do things with intention. Suppose you are going to come home from work and meet your spouse. Well, be intentional about it. Otherwise, things can go into autopilot, and guess what? Yeah, exactly. You guessed it. Things may not go the way you wanted. Okay, everyone wants a pleasant experience. Let's face that. So before you come into the house, you might close your eyes and go, okay, I will spend the next 15 minutes catching up with my spouse, name, insert name, and it's going to be really refreshing to catch up and nurturing for both of us. And that's how you begin that activity. Now, let's flip it and go for the practice. So you can do this standing up, sitting down, however you want to do it. It's fine. Close your eyes, take an inhale, exhale all the tension out. And then, with the intention of a sankalpa, make it a short and concise sentence about the activity that you are going to perform. So, for example, if you're going to eat your lunch, you will say, I will eat my lunch, and this food will nourish my body and mind and energize me for the rest of the day ahead. You can say Amen if you like, but then you open your eyes and then you carry on with your task, which is eating or whatever the task it is. Now, in the description box, I have actually attached a link for you to get a free download of prompts for different situations of life. You can use them until you're ready to write your own, but firstly, it's a practice, right? So it's not common practice to be intentional all the time. I definitely struggled at the beginning before. Actually, now I'm always trying to implement intentional way of doing my life. And it really is an enriching practice. And yes, I give myself thanks and congratulate myself every single day that I do practice intentional living. So I hope you find this practice helpful. Please let me know in the comments box whether you do it or not. If you do it, please type in Sankalpa in the comments box. I'd love to hear from you about how you found this video or the practice. And yeah, if you'd like to learn more about yogic practices, then look up my website. There's a lot of information about trainings you can do with me. I teach yoga teacher trainings and mentorships where I lead people to lead and design a mindful way of living. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Thank you. Have a great week till then.